move on to the Western Conference in the NHL. Biggest upset right now, in my mind, the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, I predicted that Chicago would win, but a lot of Calgary Flame fans out there, and all you folks watching from Calgary right now, we're going to talk about this. First thing you're going to say, interference game 1 against Kiprusoff. Yes, there was interference. The biggest problem and the greatest, and here, the coach of the Blackhawks was perfect. What he did was this: get off the bench, get out, quick, get into the dressing room as quick as you can, so no one can pull anything back. It's the oldest thing done in the books. Montreal, it happened in '93 with Montreal. Very smart move by the coaching staff for Chicago Blackhawks. It was clear interference, and you're going to start seeing calls, penalty calls, going Calgary's way in Calgary. I predict that Calgary will win the next 2 in Calgary. You're going to have lots of calls going against them, going for them, and going against Chicago. Calgary, you have a shot to get back in this series. Kiprusoff, you got to be playing. And if Calgary, if you don't win this series, there's going to be a rebranding of the Calgary Flames. You can say goodbye to McGinley. You can say goodbye to all of these guys. Once again, gone. Because they're not getting the job done now. They're not going to get the job done in 5 years.
Why would you say this is an upset? I don't agree with you that this is an upset.
Well,
they finished ahead of them in the regular season. They've played very well. Calgary going down near the playoffs wasn't playing well. So how do you putting this as an upset?
It's an upset because
no, I'm sorry,
experience, a lot more talent on that team. I'm sorry, there's a lot more talent.
But you got the experience on Chicago where you need it. You got a leader like Marty Havlat that's leading the team in offense. You know what? And he's got a beautiful surrounding cast around him. The young guys, you got Patrick Sharp and all the older guys that have been there before. You've got the key ingredient to them, though. I'll admit, I'm a Chicago fan, and I'm not going to be biased to saying that deserve to win both games. They didn't deserve to win the first game. I agree. No, but if they have one thing going for them, it's Nikolai Habibulin, their goaltending. If you look, he's got that look in his eyes of when Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup about 4 years ago.
I agree.
Right? That, I've watched the games. It's like he's got a force field with him. Like, I've seen some plays Calgary's made around the net that I thought were sure goals. I don't understand how he's stopping them. And as far as like that play near the end of the game, you know what? I'm sorry. It was a 1 second play that where Ladd did the interference with the goaltender and stuff like that. It went underneath Kiprusoff. It wasn't where the interference was. So you can say whatever you want.
No, it was
but you know what? Those are also the breaks of the game. It could have went against the Hawks. So you can say that too.
Calgary, the way you come back in the series is very simple. Be as physical as possible.
But they have been.
No,
they played their game. That's the surprising thing for Calgary.
Be even more physical. No. Knock the crap out of the Chicago Blackhawks.
But they've been trying to do that.
And Chicago stood up. Be more physical.
Chicago's starting to
be more physical.
Out-hit them. So how do you figure that
Jerome
you have to be more physical?
McGinley, if you still want to be a Flame next year, Mike Keenan, if you still want to be the coach, win some games. If not, I'm pretty much guaranteeing you these guys are not going to be on the Calgary
Everybody's
Flames
saying the Hawks are 2 or 3 years away. No, I don't agree. I think they're a team that could do it this year. Well, you're not going to have Habibulin probably next year. And Marty Havlat, are we going to sign him? So I'm sure they're thinking this year. We're not thinking, 2, 3 years. Because those are 2 big cogs of the team. So with those guys gone, why would you take a chance thinking that you're going to win in the next couple of years? No, they're going to go for it this year. Calgary, they have
Calgary fans here. I'm putting this to you. Calgary fans, I pick Chicago, but at Calgary, I give you hope. Game 7, it's going to go to overtime.
There will be no Game 7.
It's going to Game 7, Calgary.
No. They'll split in Calgary, and Chicago will take it in 5. They're that good. Sorry, Calgary fans. It's not your year. The Calgary has done everything they could in those 2 games, and they did not come out a victor. And they're not going to do it.
As if. That's not going to be the
6
case.
games tops. But that's it.
Moving